Reaction of the Prime Minister and...
Sir, I'm once again... No, please.
No, sir.
Once again.
Sir.
No, once again.
Interruptions, objections.
आप ऑथेंटिकेट कीजिए और मैं इस पे बात करना चाहता हूँ। हाँ, मैं दे रहा हूँ ना। दिया है मैंने, दे रहा हूँ।
From debate to disorder.
Sir, I'm once again requesting you to please restrict yourself to the speech of the Honorable President.
Chair steps in, opposition pushes back. Papers fly, order collapses.
The chair was an altercation. Everyone speaks on the permission of the chair.
Please speak, sir.
8 opposition MPs suspended.
Down, Narendra Modi! नहीं चलेगी!
Mega Sansad showdown.
Now, what is this yar? This is Parliament, this is Lok Sabha. You can't address the chair. You cannot address the chair with yar.
Who crossed the line? Aparajita Sarangi versus Pawan Khera, on to the point.
Meanwhile, let's now quickly shift focus interimly to the chaos that erupted in Lok Sabha on day 2 of the President's address discussion as leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi was interrupted today while referencing China. Of course, Rahul Gandhi was referring to the unpublished memoirs of the former army chief. Tensions flared when the speaker asked him to stick to the address, leading to fierce opposition and the Treasury bench's members coming in to a face-off. Ultimately, what we've been given to understand that 8 MPs, 1 of the left party, 7 of the Congress have been suspended for the entire session.
The Chinese.
A single reference, a cascade of interruptions and scenes rarely seen inside the parliament. Papers flying, MPs shouting, and the House brought to standstill. Fireworks erupted on day 2 of discussion on President's address in Lok Sabha. Ruckus broke out after leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi once again mentioned China, quoting from former Army Chief General M.M. Naravane's unpublished memoir.
The relationship between us and the Chinese.
Please continue with your speech. We are waiting. But please avoid referring to a matter which has been settled.
Just like on the first day, the chair interrupted, saying Rahul must speak only on the President's address.
Mr. Venugopal, kindly be seated once again. No, listen. No, please listen. What did you say just now? What is this yar? This is Parliament, this is Lok Sabha. You can't address the chair. You cannot address the chair with yar.
Chaos escalated as the opposition claimed Rahul Gandhi was being gagged by the speaker.
पहली चीज बोलने नहीं दे रहे हैं। मोदी जी घबराए हुए हैं।
आप उसको पसंद करो नहीं पसंद करो, लेकिन वो तो लीडर ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन इन इंडिया है, उसको तो मानना पड़ेगा, रिस्पेक्ट देना होगा। उसका वॉइस चुप कर देंगे तो हमारा क्या वॉइस होगा?
The situation worsened when the chair attempted to move on to other speakers.
माननीय श्रीमती शताब्दी राय। माननीय श्रीमती शताब्दी राय।
This did not go down well with the opposition. Congress MPs Manickam Tagore, Gurjeet Aujla, Raja Waring, Hebe Eden, Kiran Reddy and Venkat Raman stood on a table and threw papers towards the chair.
So one of the members addressed the chair as yar, which I found objection to. I took objection to that. Then later on they came onto the table and tore papers and threw at the chair, which is very, very objectionable behavior.
जब लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन को नहीं बोलने देखो, बाकी पीछे बच क्या जाता है। गवर्नमेंट ये डायरेक्शन थोड़ा ना करेगी, ये आप नहीं बोल सकते, ये बोल सकते हो, ये बात सुने, आराम से सुने, जो भी कहते हैं सुन लो, उसके बाद देश के सामने अपना पक्ष भी रखो।
कल पूरा दिन अपोजिशन लीडर राहुल गांधी जी का बोलने नहीं दिया। ऑथेंटिकेट करना है बोल रहे थे। आज ऑथेंटिकेट करके दे दिया राहुल गांधी जी ने, उसके बाद बोलने नहीं दे रहे थे।
The government moved a resolution to suspend the unruly MPs.
Shri Manickam Tagore, Shri Amrinder Singh Raja Waring, Shri Gurjeet Singh Aujla, Sri Hebi Edin Prashant Padole, Sri Dean Karyakos, S. Venkatesh, and Kiran Reddy resolved that the above mentioned members may be suspended from the services of the House.
राहुल गांधी जी के नेतृत्व में कांग्रेस पार्टी और उनके मित्र पक्ष डीएमके, तृणमूल कांग्रेस, समाजवादी पार्टी कितना भद्दा व्यवहार आज उन्होंने पार्लियामेंट में किया। माननीय अध्यक्ष जी की आसन तक पहुंचकर उनका अपमान किया।
Even as the resolution was being passed, more papers were thrown at the chair. Amid the ruckus, 8 MPs were suspended. Opposition leaders questioned the decision.
यहाँ पे ये तस्वीर आप देख रहे हैं, यहाँ पे राहुल गांधी तमाम सांसदों के साथ खड़े हैं जो सस्पेंड हो गए हैं।
जो सस्पेंडेड है वो आगे आ जाए।
EB एडेन, राहुल गुरजीत, औजला, राजा वॉर्न यहाँ पे मौजूद हैं।
सस्पेंडेड वाले आगे आ जाए।
तमाम कांग्रेस के MP मकर द्वार से राहुल गांधी के साथ निकलते हुए यहाँ पे।
The Lok Sabha was adjourned till Wednesday shortly after 3 p.m. on a day that saw much drama and little work. With Piyush Mishra and Mausami Singh, Bureau Report, India Today.
सभा की कार्रवाई बुधवार दिनांक 4 फरवरी 2026 को प्रातः 11 बजे तक के लिए स्थगित की जाती है।
All right, the latest news break coming in. Rahul Gandhi has now shot off a letter to Lok Sabha Speaker, says the refusal of these basic democratic rights has led to an unprecedented situation for the first time in parliamentary history. On the behest of the government, the Speaker has been forced to prevent the Leader of Opposition from speaking on the President's address. This is a blot on our democracy. Maushmi Singh, for more on this. Maushmi, a face-off which clearly had been brewing in the last few days came to a head today with 8 MPs being suspended for the entire session.
Absolutely, Preeti. And you know, the letter, in fact, itself indicates that the Congress is in no mood to yield. Rahul Gandhi was not ready to yield in terms of all the interjections by the ministers of the Modi government. And now the battle is head-on. Not only has the left joined the bandwagon with one left MP being suspended, but Samajwadi Party that refused to, continue the entire discussion on the motion of thanks with its MPs refusing to speak if Rahul Gandhi was not permitted. The TMC also joined that bandwagon, and thereby, it seems that the entire opposition has been consolidated in this battle of survival of who's right and who's wrong.
All right, Maushmi, thank you for joining us with that quick update. My colleague Maushmi, who tracks the Parliament very closely, giving us on, what really transpired, a sense of that. You saw that in the story above, and then explaining that Congress no mood to back down. Let's quickly cut across to Aparajita Sarangi, Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha, Bharatiya Janata Party, joining us live right now. Ms. Sarangi, thank you for taking the time out and joining us this evening. Can you hear me, Ms. Sarangi? Ms. Sarangi, can you hear me?
There's a lot of disturbance. It's very difficult to make out.
Ma'am, we're going to try and correct that disturbance. Ms. Aparajita Sarangi, can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, the charge now, you were in Parliament, you were in Lok Sabha. The charge now leveled by the LOP is that this is an insult of democratic rights. You did not allow the LOP to speak, and today the Treasury benches ganged up against the opposition MPs, resulting that at the behest of the Treasury benches, the Speaker suspended 8 MPs.
The budget session has just begun. 2 days are lost. Parliamentarians have come from all over the country to participate in the proceedings of the Lok Sabha and see what's happening. Now see, let me make it very clear that we are all bound by the rules of procedure and conduct of business in Lok Sabha. We may like it, we may not like it, but the Speaker's ruling is final as per Rule 353. I request all of you to actually go through this rule. In fact, rule number 349 had been quoted yesterday, And let me tell you that this Rule 349 says very clearly that you cannot read out from a piece of paper or even the newspaper, etc., if it is not connected with the business of the House. Now, this is very clear. Not connected with the business of the House, I make an appeal to all of you to go through that particular rule too, apart from reading Rule 353. Now, what was the business of the House? On 28th of last month, Her Excellency delivered a joint address, and then there was motion of thanks going on. Now, at that point of time, Sri Rahul Gandhi ji brings out something which was unpublished. Now, he never named the book. I reiterate this, he never named the book. Now, forget what is right, what is wrong, what is ethical, what is non-ethical. There was a ruling from the speaker, and as per 353 rule of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha, we have to abide by the directions. Now, here was a parliamentarian who did not, and then that particular atmosphere continued yesterday also and today also. And today what happened, in fact, it crossed all limits. We are all aware of that. We have seen on the television, and people like us were there very much in the Lok Sabha. Now, I must say that we are all parliamentarians, and parliamentarians have to behave in a dignified manner. Our behavior should be befitting a parliamentarian, nothing unbecoming. I mean, this is something which is expected of us because 1.4 billion people are looking at us. So, I think under the circumstances, the kind of behavior that was shown was deplorable, absolutely condemnable, and in fact, unfortunately, they are all my colleagues. Unfortunately, 8 honorable MPs had to be placed under suspension. But then why did it all start? It would have ended by, we wanted to listen to the speech of the leader of opposition. We could not. So, he harped on one particular topic, and he just thought, you know, we will pull down the government. See, the government cannot be pulled down by such things. Absolutely immature on his part.
But Ms. Sarangi, allow me to ask you one question, because this is what the opposition is saying. And that's a charge that he's the leader of opposition. Where does he put his point of view? You don't allow him, and that's the charge of the opposition, to speak at any juncture. When he has the opportunity to speak and put his point forward, then the chair starts quoting rules.
Let me tell you, I got to know the name of the book from social media late night yesterday. I am a parliamentarian. While he spoke, he never mentioned the name of the book, and then thereafter we got to know that this particular book had not been published. So, my point is, you know, you cannot fire shots in the air. It cannot be blind shots. When we go and speak in the Lok Sabha, trust me, Honorable Speaker always tells us what to say and what not to say. To do or not to do is the question. And in fact, whenever we also go astray, in fact, we are told not to go astray and be on the track. So, I think the rules are applicable to all. And today I was aghast, let me tell you very honestly. Today, suddenly he says, you cannot give me permission, I am the leader of opposition, I don't need permission. I mean, I was aghast as a parliamentarian. How can a parliamentarian say this, even if he is the leader of opposition? When our Honorable Prime Minister has to speak, he has to seek the permission of the Speaker. Please go back to the video of today's Lok Sabha proceedings. Trust me, I am a second-time parliamentarian and I was aghast. So, I think it smacks of arrogance, adamant behavior, and it smacks of ignorance of the rules of procedure and conduct of business in the Lok Sabha. So, I will definitely make a very humble appeal to the leader of opposition, the respected leader of opposition, to go through the rules and behave as a parliamentarian should behave.
All right. Ms. Sarangi, thank you for taking the time out and joining us this evening. Appreciate it. We're going to try and get you both sides, both versions of what really happened. You had Aparajita Sarangi who's been inside. I want to bring in Mr. Pawan Khera, Chairman, Media and Publicity Department, AICC, Member, Congress Working Committee. Mr. Khera, thank you for taking the time out and joining us this evening. Today, if your party, Mr. Khera, says that the LOP is being gagged, the Speaker at the behest of the Treasury benches has suspended 8 MPs. The Speaker and the Treasury bench members say that it was the LOP and Rahul Gandhi that did not adhere to rules of Parliament.
The rule that Ms. Sarangi was quoting she was misquoting actually. Rule 349 does not say that Rahul Gandhi will take dictation from the speaker or from the treasury benches. He was expanding, he was responding to the president's address. He was trying to, making an attempt to talk about national security, very, very critical aspect of national security. And I think that's the reason why the government was very nervous. They didn't want General Naravane's unpublished book, the contents of which would have are embarrassing the government terribly. They didn't want Mr. Gandhi to amplify that, because if Mr. Gandhi were to amplify that, all TV channels would have had to have debates on that. That would have become a part of the narrative, which it has, much though the government is trying to manage headlines. But now people are talking about not just General Naravane's book, people are talking about Epstein files, people are talking about Gautam Adani's notice, all these aspects which make the government, particularly Mr. Modi, very nervous, because these are very sensitive points for him. He gets afraid of these three words, and therefore they tried to gag the leader of opposition, and it's unprecedented. It's never happened in the history of parliamentary democracy that you gag the leader of opposition, then you suspend all the MPs who were trying to protest.
But Mr. Khera, you know, there are a lot of things that have happened, especially in the recent past, which have been unprecedented and which have never quite really happened. And every, Parliament session is an ode to the unprecedentedness of it. But this time around, the charge is by the Speaker as well that the chair was dishonored, papers were thrown at the chair. The kind of protest really doesn't sit in a democratic setup, is the charge.
Well, with due respect to the chair of the Speaker, I don't think the person occupying the chair commands any respect anymore. I'm sorry, with a very heavy heart I say that. We all respect the chair, but the chair also has to conduct itself dispassionately, without bias. But have you seen the Speaker occupying this chair? The gentleman occupying this chair comes from my state. And I'm sorry, his conduct is far, far from impartial.
So, Mr. Khera, there's, so what we are now really moving towards, session after session, along with a complete trust deficit, are going to be scenes that will play out such as what we saw. There will be no dialogue. It will be a waste where, public expenditure is concerned. What are we really getting out of the Parliament anymore? Because it seems that the Treasury benches and oppositions are only in a war of one-upmanship.
Preeti, that is a question that I'm sure you have asked and you will ask the Treasury benches, because the onus to run the Parliament smoothly rests completely with the Treasury benches. Today, what we saw in the evening was Mr. Piyush Goyal, the Minister for Commerce. When the session of the Parliament is ongoing, a minister is making a statement, something on a matter of critical importance outside the Parliament to the press, and there too he's not taking any questions. He's just making a speech and vanishing. So these are times when I agree with you, a lot of unprecedented things are going on, including what Mr. Piyush Goyal did today, because there are concerns, not just the opposition has. By the way, the opposition in this country also represents over 60% of the country. So you can't also gag the opposition. We are amplifying and voicing the concerns of farmers. We are amplifying the concerns of the middle class, of the industry, of everyone in this country. So
Mr. Khera, I'm going to ask you one quick question before I let you go. Because you talk of, Piyush Goyal, the charge can also be at the leader of opposition, Mr. Khera, from quoting out of memoirs which are unpublished, unverified, which he did on the floor of the Parliament today.
By the way, as per the rules, Preeti, did the author object to Mr. Gandhi raising these points? Did the publisher object? Did the magazine which carried those excerpts object? If there is no objection coming from the three major stakeholders, the only stakeholders, who is the Speaker, who is the Parliament, who is the BJP to object to it? So we also do study our rules. The fact of the matter is, this trade deal, Epstein files, General Naravane's unpublished book, which is very explosive, the contents, we have all gone through the contents through the magazine, are embarrassing the Prime Minister, and are exposing the fact that the Prime Minister is completely, thoroughly, absolutely compromised and is running scared. Now that's something very unfortunate for a country as large as India, when the country's Prime Minister is scared, is afraid, not just of America, also of China. His own bhaktas, all the bhakts of Narendra Modi, thought that POTUS will become Lotus. Now here Lotus has become POTUS. This Lotus-POTUS going on is something which is worrying everybody.
All right, thank you, sir, for taking the time out and joining us this evening. Appreciated.